Hey everybody, I'm the Gulf Coast Granny. Welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're going to be cooking some collard greens, but before we do, I want to give you guys a little bit of a grocery tip. I bought these collard greens the other day, and they were in a bag, and they were already chopped up, but I've just spent the last 30 minutes going through these collard greens and getting out all of the stems. Look at that. All of that is hard middle stems that you can't eat. There is an entire half a bowl, and I threw some of it in the garbage before I started saving it to show y'all. They came in a bag that looked like this. The name of it is called Nature's Greens Shredded Collard Greens. And I'm going to tell you, I won't ever buy them again because they wasted my time. And I can't believe that somebody who's in this business would not know to cut the veins out before they start shredding the collard greens, because those things are like tree trunks. Well, maybe not quite that tough, but they're very tough. They never cook down and get tender like you want your greens. So, just a tip, don't buy Nature's Greens shredded collard greens, because that's a first for me. I've never bought them before, and I'll never buy them again. You can buy them in bundles. You can take your knife and cut out that center piece, set them off to the side, wash them, and then just chop them yourself. I could have spent 30 minutes doing that and known that I had a good, good collard greens. So anyhow, I'm cooking some bacon right now. Ooh, that is too hot. And this bacon just is semi-crispy right now. And I'm going to throw my onions in. I found this recipe one Christmas. I had never cooked collard greens before. My stepmother makes excellent collard greens. And I always just ate them at her house at Christmas time. And then I grew up and moved away, and we couldn't get there for Christmas most years once we moved to Virginia. They lived in Florida. So one Christmas I decided I'm going to make my own. So I Googled the recipe for collard greens and come across this one from Emeril, Lagasse. I don't follow it exactly, but pretty close. I'm also going to put in some garlic. Probably about a teaspoon, give or take. It's still hot. Emeril Lagasse's recipe calls for beer, and I don't use that. I use chicken broth. His recipe also uses white vinegar, and I use apple cider vinegar because I never have white vinegar in my house. But I do always have apple cider vinegar. Now, I've got my onions, garlic, and bacon in this pan, and it's heated up. It's been cooking now for about a minute. So I'm going to now I did wash these greens, because after seeing them I was like, I don't know about these. But I'm going to put them in here a little, I'm going to put about half of it in there, and I'm going to let it wilt down a little bit. And then I'll put the rest of them in. Yeah, we've got the rest of them in there. Next, I'm going to use my Better Than Bouillon chicken base. And I'm going to put it about 1.5 teaspoons in this 12 ounces of water to make my chicken broth. And if that's not enough, I've got some ice cube chicken broth in the freezer that I can add to it later if I need to. I'm going to add, okay y'all, I'm not going to put a whole quarter cup in here. It's going to be about 2 tablespoons, which is half of a quarter of a cup. It's an eighth of a cup. And that's my apple cider vinegar. And then I'm going to add about a teaspoon or so of molasses. Yeah, that's good. I should have buttered this. You know, if you put something sticky in a measuring cup, if you'll butter it or spray it with oil or stick a little oil in there, it won't be near as hard to get out. It'll just slide right out like butter. Like butter. Now, I'm going to stir these up and get them to boiling. Now I'm probably going to have to add more water to this, or chicken broth, because these need to boil for about an hour to an hour and a half in order to get tender. Also, I forgot to put my salt in there. I'm going to add about a teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half of salt. And might as well throw some pepper in it as well. I don't even like that thing. That's for the table. Let's see. Look, now that I've got my cabinets all painted, well, not all of them, but this one, where I do most of my work, I've put all my stuff back in there, and it's so crowded that I can't hardly find anything anymore. So I might have to organize it a little bit better. There. Y'all, I think I am going to put another bit of chicken broth in there, because that's not nearly enough. So this is about another 12 ounces. Oh yeah, that's much better. Now, when I said these needed to boil for about an hour, not a rolling boil. Basically, I get them up to a boil, and then I turn the heat down until it's barely boiling, so it's just simmering. But that's all there is to making collard greens right there. I'm going to simmer these for about an hour. Check them. And actually, I'm going to move them to another burner because I got something else to make. Now look, if y'all like my videos, please don't forget to subscribe and maybe leave me a comment below or hit the like button. I sure would like to hear from all of you and tell me if you make these recipes and how they turned out for you.